Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace be with all of us who I respect Mr. and Yulianti MSI and all of my friends. Please introduce my name Ayu Qomariyah. Can call me Ira from the Chemistry Study Program Kelas C, Chemistry Faculty of Science and Technology, Maulana Islamic University, Malik Ibrahim Malang. I come from Probolinggo. I was born in the city of Probolinggo on August 5, 2002. Until now, I'm still alive in Probolinggo. Okay, today I will present the result of my resume, the second material that I have met with the theme of environmental issue. Okay, this is a process. This is a picture process coagulation. Coagulation is the addition of chemicals to disrupt electrostatic force. Coagulants, solids that cannot precipitate chemical usually have a positive charge, with which being to the negatively charged particle in their neutralizing water and allows them to come together to form small impurities. The coagulation chemistry. Okay. The participants are called microburns. In most cases, the chemical reaction occurs in the second friction, so it is important that the coagulation is present quickly and evenly to encourage as many particle collisions as possible. Perhaps because the process relies on several chemical reaction consideration must be made of water temperature egg. Cold water usually slow down coagulation and flocculation reaction, which may the more time the reach optimal frog formation is in values high or low pH will also interfere with the process. Coagulation efficiency is very high depending on pH. For some coagulation activity is factor that operation may not decrease validity for coagulation to be effective. When using iron or aluminum coagulation, which water scrubbing is also important. The lower the turbidity, the harder it is to form a proper flow, which is most common. The coagulation from small agglomerates. The coagulation chemistry used in aluminum sulfate, which is commonly alkyl alum. When added to water, alum from jelly-like particles of aluminum hydroxide, trivalent aluminum ions neutralize and dry the negatively charged particles in water, forming alumicroflow basing pH a range of 5 up to 7. Okay, aluminum poly occurs in forest salts such as ferrichloride and ferrosulfate are also used. They operate over a wider pH range. Coagulation and flocculation aids are added to increase binding, building storage, flow that can be revolved and coagulous effect by increasing flow track and or flow density in addition, they help for this effect low temperatures reduce reduce the amount of coagulant liquid and reduce the amount of fluid produced chemically used. Coagulation it includes cationic polymers that is synthetic polymers of high molecular weight and compulsory referring chemical units. Monomers may be polymer electrolytes such as water-soluble ion molecules which are insoluble in water resin on charged materials which are insoluble on long molecular chains. The very high charge ions help with the micros swarm together by a large swarm. First, they are very popular among operations because they are active, positive, negative, and neutral. So charge provides a lot of flexibility in a variety of circumstances. This is the reduce its electronics potential that course in the coagulation process can be called destabilization. The mechanisms of this the stabilization process consists of several steps, including number one, reducing of the surface charge of the participant by subtract the double charge layer. The addition of ions to water increases the ion layer and describes the repollution for by adding salt to the water. The coldest charge is not significantly reduced, but only reduces the charge distant from the particular surface, so the double layer can be reduced. Number two, charges neutralization by absorption of approximately charged ions. Okay. The process is carried out by additing ions for the stable process, the addition of ions that have the opposite charge to local ions cause the neutralization of the single layer of the colloid. Okay, charge dissolution occurs when a coagulant is added in excess. Number three, incorporation between participants with polymer 15. Polymers containing active cis along the chains can use colloid absorption. The colloid will be called several cis along the polymer chains. Okay, number four, trapping by flow. When a quantity amount of coagulation is added to water, it will form a flock which will settle because the flock is large and three-dimensional. The colloid will be trapped in the flock, and eventually which will settle for aqueous situation. The coagulation rate is low due to the low colloid concentration, so that the contact between partitions is inadequate of too large coagulants. Thus the use it will result in the stabilization of the colloid. To overcome this, so that the colloid content is at a point where the force flux can be formed properly and recycle process of number of salts the carried out before of the after rapid missing is carried out. This action can detect the interrupt the effect of processing. Okay, this is Icarus affection in the coagulation process can be viewed from the factor that can affect the course of the process. Several factors can affect the water coagulation process, including what really includes dissolved gas, color, turbidity, test odor, and hardness. The amount and characteristic of colloids. Degree of acidity of water or pH. pH. Fast tree steering and pedal speed. Water temperature. The volume of the water is it if it is too low and lime. Characteristic of ions in water. Clean water treatment process called coagulation and chemistry. Clean water treatment is based on the properties of colloids, namely coagulation and absorption. Cloudy river or well water contains colloids, cloud and possible dyes, pollution, such as detergent, waste and pesticides. The materials needed for water treatment are aluminum sulfate, sand, chlorine or chlorine, quicklime, and activity carbon. Alum is used for coagulation colloid so that is easier to filter. Alum also from the colloid Al, OH-, OH3, OH3, which can drops, dyes or pollution substance, such detergent especially. If the turbidity level of the treated water is too high, then activity carbon used in addition to alum, CH as a filter, chlorine in chlorine function as piece repellent or as a disinfectant, while quicklime is useful for raising the pH, which is the neutralize the actives that occurs due to the use of alum. Okay, clean water treatment in big leads in the principle the same as the simple water treatment described above. At first, the river is pumped into the pre-sedimentation tank, held them mud and allowed to settle under the influence of gravity. The mud is removed by a pump, while the water is then flowed into the venturi tank. At this stage, although means colorimetry or percolation in raw water with the turbidity and pollution, it is necessary to an activity carbon which are useful for removing odors, color, taste, and organic substance contained in raw water. From the venturi tap, raw water that has been mixed with chemicals is lowered into the acceleration in this acceleration tap coagulation process occurs. Mud and other aberration coagulation from floods, which will undergo sedimentation by gravity. Okay, next, the half clean water flowed into the same filter tap. In the filter, the limits of the flow will be raised from the set box obtained water that the almost clean. This clean enough water is stored in another tap called siphons, where lime in the adds to raise the pH and color guys or post-chlorination is added to kill pests from the siphon tap. Water that meets clean water sent it in the color challenge into the reservoir, then to consumer. Okay, that's all from my presentation. Thank you for the concept of friend is following this presentation. Hopefully with the presentation it can add to your insight and it's very And if there are words and I don't like to say, friends, please forgive me. Please forgive me and see you soon. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.